Dick sucking lips. What is up? Hi, how are you? I know I'm stressed. That's what I am, but I'm here and I'm on it and I do it for my listeners. I really do. Welcome back to Talking About the Taboo with Natalie Malloy. I love that I'm back. I know I constantly say that, and maybe that's my brand. I leave you hanging. I edge you a little bit for my next show, right? So today's episode is a long time coming. It is actually a request from one of my viewers and listeners. So if you are and happen to be listening, thank you for this topic idea. Because a while ago, I put out a little question and answer on Instagram, asking, what I was in just such a fog, a brain fog, as I always am, it feels. And I was just saying, like, what should I talk about? And some of them were menstrual, and I talked about that already. And the next is about polyamory versus monogamy. I don't like the name versus, right? It makes them seem like they are up against the plate with each other, fighting for what's better. That's not the case. There is no, this is better, that's better. That's just not how it goes. So the request was poly versus monogamy, but I'm not going to do the verses. I'm going to do them side by side as they are. And I just wanted to say too as well that this episode is all based off of my perceptions, right? Some things factual, but they're my perceptions. If you don't agree with something, that is okay. We can agree to disagree on the topic. It's based off of my value system, my morals, my sense of jealousy versus not, my sense of cheating versus not, and yours can be different. And that is absolutely okay. And I just really, really wanted to preface that before I dove deep into this topic. But before I actually do dive deep into this topic, I want to dive deep with the sex toy of the week. I am very excited about this one. So hold on. Wait a minute. I'm going to edge you just a little bit longer. I don't think that was long enough, but we got to get into it because I know your guys' attention span is just like, no. Oops. I'll just drop shit. This is real, guys. Okay. I'm back. Here's the instructions. Oop. Anyways, it is red and it is red. Apparently I like the color red, matches my headphones, can just like use it together. Anyways, this is a dream come true. And if you are listening on Spotify, you better go to that YouTube thing later. But let me explain it to you. Okay, it has got a tongue and it's got a little schlong. Okay. It's got a little bit of a rib on the top, which I thought would be nervous. It's not. It also curves up to get right to your A spot. If you don't know what your A spot is about 2-ish centimeters behind your G spot, and your G spot is that rough walnut feeling things that when you finger yourself to explore yourself, as I recommend you should, this will hit that spot. So you are working on with this sex toy both external clitoris with the tongue and internal with this ribbed and very lovely designed penis. So the tongue can go separately to, you can hear it in the microphone, it is moving. The tongue can go separately to the vibration on the shaft. Now you can do them both at the same time. If you see right here, they are two separate. Let's turn on. It moves. It vibrates. It'll vibrate the inside of you. Now, personally, I don't like that vibration. I don't prefer vibration inside of me, so let me turn this tongue off. You can do either or. You can use it just with this, like that, going in and out, in and out. But I love that it's shaped like a little boat. It is so darling. And also, it comes with the type of charger that all of the sex toys, because I go from the same company. It's a very weird company name, but if you ever want to get into, receiving sex toys, please let me know. I have really, really, really valuable sources. This is the charger. It's a little bit of like a flat charger. Valuable sources, and I'm going to kind of briefly explain to you on how to do that on here, because you guys can help me out by sending them multiple people, and then maybe they will sponsor my podcast. It's like a what is the name of it? Distributor, a newish Inc. Shangwei. I think it's Shangwei, but it is a brand in China. But if you have a Amazon Prime account, a PayPal, and a Twitter X, account, you are able to contact these three separate things that I got recommended to. Again, this is an idea from somebody else. Danielle Crisp. She was on this. She was on a couple episodes back, well, several episodes back, and now I have a million sex toys, and I really want them to, help my podcast and sponsor me. So if you have all three of those, and I'll put this all in the description for you, and you can always message me on either of my Instagram accounts. You know that already. I'll put those up there for you. And that will really help you kind of get your own sex toy thing going and trying new things. How exciting is that to get something for free, number one, and number two, something sexual, because sex is always fun and always fun to think about. Um, so I'll put that in the description and explain to you how to do it. But I also want to do something new for the very first time. I am going to do a giveaway. I want to see who my real fans are. I want to see and really know the people that are listening to my podcast, hearing it and feeling it and rolling with it and just slippery slimily through it. And the giveaway is lube, y'all. This is Lube Life Have a Splash water-based lubricant. Water-based lubricant is the best by far. And I have a very sensitive skin, and this is very good for your skin. And this says we care about hashtags, we care about lube, we care about life. We are without parabens, glycerin, silicose, or oil. Amazing. It is only a couple ingredients. So that is it's water, glucose, hydroxylose, sodium benzoate, and citric acid. The citric acid actually dilutes within the water-based lube, so it's very good. I would say it is by far my favorite, but guys, it's a giveaway. It's a try. It's worth a shot. Now, you may ask, how do I get this lube? Well, the answer is first you need to follow all of my social media. That is, again, I'm going to put it up on the screen, TikTok and also my Instagram. And you can follow my Facebook as well, which is Talking About the Taboo. And either of those that you follow, direct message me on that account and say Lube17. The first person to direct message me on either and follow, you have to follow all of my accounts. That is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. If you don't have one of those, just let me know. And then you are going to direct message me Lube17. Again, that's Lube17 to get some lovely lube for free. And I will gladly ship it to you with some extra goodies inside of there, because I love you all. And if I really do get a message like that, I know you're a viewer. I know you're a viewer. You know what I also want to require? In that Lube17 message, I want you to tell me your favorite part about this episode besides getting free lube. Okay. Anyways, changing kind of gears here. I want to update you on some amazing, amazing career news for yours truly. A couple weeks ago, I met with a sex therapist to go over my career trajectory, and I really wanted to see, how I can really jump off on this career choice of mine of being a sex advocate. And she was able to direct me into the right direction of this institute called the Somatica Institute. Now, right now, grad school is just not in my, timeline right this second. But I said, I want to be a sex coach. I want to be certified right now. I'm that sex advocate slash coach. I can't accept fully clients yet. And I just was really, really, really at this point where, I needed to do what I was passionate about. And so I was directed towards Somatica Institute, and Somatica Institute was so open-armed with me and so accepting from the moment that I started connecting with her. And her name is Celeste, the specific person that I was connecting with. And I called her on the phone and I just talked about my passions and talked about this podcast and I talked just everything. And she was just, again, open armed. And then she's like, please text me with any other random questions you have. And girl, I had a billion. And I messaged her and she answered every single one of them. I went on the website. I just really dove into the research. And then I saw a scholarship. And being that I'm in a really, really hard time right now, and I went through a really, really hard time right now with the dog bite, and just as transitioning into new jobs and stuff like that, just very crazy experiences. She offered me the scholarship. And so I got a very hefty scholarship for this program, and it's all out of pocket, guys. So I am paying monthly for this certification to go through, but I am so happy. So beginning next fall, October, I will be officially in school for a sex certification through ASECT to be a sexologist. I will be a sexologist, and something we worked on. And during their first episode, they have a podcast as well, and they did a question and answer podcast, and I was a part of it, guys. I was a part of a question and answer podcast. When I post that, I'll let you know. It was so amazing. It was so amazing. I can't even get over it. But she made me say out loud that I have erotic energy, and I'm going to use that erotic energy to help others feel the same sensations I do every day. And it is amazing. I'm going to be a sexologist. I'm going to be a sex coach certified. And it's amazing, guys. So that's a little TED talk once again from me and from what's going on in my life. Such exciting news, so many things to come. This business is going to launch off. It is going to be absolutely, absolutely amazing, and I'm just so excited. I also will be in August selling merch at Delaware Park, which is a park in Buffalo, New York. So if you are one of my viewers and listeners and you live here, look out for that release date. I'll have one of a kind merch to give out because you want to get that before I'm big, right? All right, we probably want to get into the topic, don't we? So, as mentioned, we are going to talk about polyamory. Poly and mono. Poly and mono. Anyways, love rules without rules. What does that mean to you? What kind of love? What kind of relationship? What? What does that mean? Love rules without rules. What are you talking about? All relationships need to have rules. It'll feel like it's not with rules if you do it right, if you communicate right, if you put aside a lot of pride and learn how to communicate. Opening your relationship to worlds that you have never seen is extremely scary and requires an immense amount of communication on all ends, whether it be, a monogamous relationship or a polyamorous relationship, or you are just opening up the floor to a threesome and is adding in, a partner, adding in a girlfriend if you're married to your partner. It takes a great deal of communication. And that could be something that we need to really take a step back and be like, is this something I would like? And I have, honest to God, really, really, really thought about it. Can I even bring a woman into my relationship? because that's what I would prefer. I don't want to have another man with my boyfriend, but I would love to visualize. Remember that. Visualize us being with another woman. But then I start to think about what would the other woman feel like if I start to get stingy and jealous and I try to take control of the situation and kick her out and leave her, because I could see that happening too. Because when you are visualizing it, it's much different than it actually happening in the moment. And that's why sometimes watching like some porn might be more beneficial to your relationship and that desire than completely making it come real. Imagination goes a long way. And that is something that I keep learning and continue to learn as I go on this journey of opening up myself more and more every day sexually. And I still love women and I love men. And I just think they're just such a sensuous beings. And I would never want to treat another woman like that, ever. And that's why I decide that currently, right now, I'm not ready. I am visualizing it, but I'm not ready to allow another person into what I have. Is that based off of fear? Maybe. But this is where you set aside and ask yourself, can I do this? And so I had so many questions. I came up with a list, and it is called thinking of becoming poly or having a threesome. Boom, 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 boom. There's 10 different things. I am going to go down the list and do a little bit of explaining as I go, to try to organize those questions that you may have and these boundaries that you have to put in place for it to work out. Before I get into that, I want to really, really, really have you understand monogamy and polyamory. We're not versing it, we're setting them aside by each other. Monogamy also has boundaries, not rules. Boundaries. Poly has boundaries. Maybe slightly more, maybe at that same. One's not better than the other. Monogamy is when you are with one other partner. But I question a lot. Is it? We'll get into that later when we talk more about porn and monogamy. But polyamory and monogamy, they're right here, especially in today's society. But let's get to the list. Number 1, don't coerce a relationship into a predefined shape. Let them be what they are. So, for example, let me repeat that. Hold on. Do not coerce your relationship into a predefined shape. Let them be what they are. What are we? Are we monogamous? Are we thinking about being with another partner? Is that what we want for the future? Don't just be like, yeah, we're together. This is it, and you can't get with anybody else. Communicate that. Is that something you want? Next, don't keep score. Remember, I said do not put monogamy and polyamory up to the plate, up towards each other. Do not let them fight. One is not better than the other. Do not keep score when you are in a monogamous relationship and you are fighting and one person's healing or doing better than the other. Do not, in a polyamorous relationship, have another partner. And this is what I was talking about when I was getting jealous and I would want to take control and I would be mean to her because she's touching my man. You know what I mean? Because I don't want her to feel used. Some actually sexually want to feel used, but y'all know where I'm getting at. Do not keep score and do not let that inner nastiness take the driving seat. Next, understand that your needs have nothing directly to do with your partner's other partner. Let me read that again, okay? Understand that your needs have nothing directly to do with your partner's other partner. Do you guys understand what that means? So, your needs have not a thing to do with your other partners. I feel like I'm not ready. I don't want to bring another woman in, but I can sleep with another woman, and that's my needs. But my partner doesn't want to bring anyone in, does not have any desire to be with any other woman at all. physically, emotionally, sexually. And my needs have nothing to do with his. 4, ask for what you need. I'm feeling like I really, 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 want to explore women and open up the floor to that. What do you think about that? You bring it, you open up the door, you open up that window of questions, of maybe assertively asking, this is what I need. Can you give me that? Do you want something similar? Next, do not let problems sit. This is, again, I'm talking monogamy and I'm talking polyamory, okay? You get jealous because the other partner decided to text outside the group chat and you specifically asked for them to stay inside the group chat. That is not okay. They crossed a boundary. That's not okay. So you need to not let that sit and go up to both the partners and say, I don't like that you let this happen. You didn't tell me. And also for the girlfriend of the group or the boyfriend or whoever you're bringing in, I do not like that you texted outside the group chat when we just covered not doing that. Talk it out based off of monogamy. I really don't like how you raised your voice at me the other day because you were upset. And then the other partner can respond, explain, and then hopefully they'll take accountability and they never want to intentionally hurt you ever, no matter the type and form of relationship. 6, don't assume poly will solve the problems in your relationship. If you're having a trouble in your relationship and you feel as if opening up your relationship will really, really fix it, no. It's very similar to hopping into trauma therapy and EMDR therapy. You are actually clinically not allowed to get into any type of trauma therapy unless you are stabilized. It is not for when you are in a crisis. It is not. It is when you are stabilized. Just like opening up your relationship into the new doors of outside of the AKA normal, quote unquote, monogamy. Okay. This isn't to fix it. This is to make it beautiful. This is based on actually not both, but both and 3 and 4 and whatever you may do's needs. Remember I said to talk about your needs. But do not expect it to fix the jealousy, the cheating partner, the partner that just cannot commit. That is not going to fix the issue. And that is something that I even considered in the past. I wanted to just have him be with other women, thinking, and myself being with other men, thinking that that would fix the problem. No, guys, break up. You needed to break up. You that was not the other person's wants. That was not what they wanted. And you can't force them to want what you want. So separate and maybe you'll come back. Okay. Next is don't strive to be flexible. What do I mean by that, you think? Don't strive to be flexible. Yeah, no, you have these boundaries and you placed them for a very fucking good reason, didn't ya? So don't be flexing those boundaries, allowing things to pass and fly by because they will continuously do it. And soon you will be a pushover and a people pleaser and you won't get your needs met. And that is ignoring the problem. You are ignoring the problem by pushing your boundaries and being quote unquote flexible. Is something that they're doing is outside of your boundaries, don't let it go. And don't even think about it. You set these in a state of mind where you were clear and concise about what you wanted. And now you're in a state of mind where you're scared to be mad, you're scared to get your partner mad at you, you're scared of losing the partner that you added to the group or whatever it may be. No, you stand on the boundaries you placed in the first place. And if you want to change those boundaries, that takes a sit down together as a group, as a couple, and we will figure this out. It is a teamwork. It is us against the problem. Don't flex. Don't vilify your partner's other partners. That is my favorite one. That is my favorite fucking one. Okay. Don't vilify your partner's other partners. That is what I would have done. If I were to bring in another person into the relationship, I would have vilified her. I would have vilified her. I would have hated her. And I probably soon and later on, right now, this is my opinion again, resented and felt guilt. And then I would have probably projected that onto him. And see, I'm being self aware. I would have been completely vilified and mean to her. It's not okay. They're going to have another partner. You opened it up. And I think the scariest part is the first time you're moving towards that we're open. And a friend of mine was, having a little funsies time. And, she told me that I needed to make sure and check in on him, make sure he was good. Did he like what was happening? And if he didn't, I would have got up and left for him. So you could be in the middle of it and change your mind, and that is absolutely okay. But don't vilify the other people that joined in on this openness with you. Next is don't seek to give your partner happiness at the expense of your own. That goes hand in hand with the flexibility. And that goes hand in hand with you cannot expect the other person to want what you want. At the time in my life, I really wanted to open up myself sexually, and I was in a relationship. I was also very young. And I had asked, I literally had asked, can I go fuck other people? I'm blunt with it. Thank God. At least I'm loyal and truthful about that. But he was like, no. And I got mad. I was basically asking him to give up his happiness for my own, and that is not okay. That is not acceptable. So do not allow, okay? Do not allow you and your mind to fight each other and your heart to fight each other at the expense of your happiness. Both parties need to be happy. All three parties need to be happy. All four. Everyone involved in the relationship needs to be stabilized, happy, and understanding, and on the same page. Lastly, don't be afraid of change. Things are going to change constantly, whether you're in a monogamous or polyamorous relationship. It can be really, really, really hard, like I said, even thinking about opening up your relationship and sitting with those thoughts that you want to open up your relationship. I want you guys to go back in this episode if you need to and pause and think about how each of these 10 different, thoughts and recommendations or questions or however you want to organize this into your own head would affect you if you had opened up or not opened up your current relationship or a future relationship or anything going on, whatever type of environment you're in right now. What would each of these, how would you answer these? Would you change them? What would your boundaries be? I think that's very important to understand. I also wanted to go into a little bit of a brief perspective switch of understanding the male and the female perspective. A lot of the times, women are expected to be that good girl, not sexual, on top of their education according to society. Me, I'm sexual and on top of every aspect of my education. And that is something in this career that I am taking on that I am ready to fight for. I am a sex positive sex advocate, soon to be sexologist, and I am happy to talk about sex. I am happy to say penis, vagina, boobs, nipples, clitoris, and I'll say it out loud, squirting. I don't care. I want to say it. I want to keep shouting it from the damn rooftops, as cringy as that sounds, because it needs to be said. It needs to be talked about. But here we talk about the taboo. It needs to separate itself from the taboo. This isn't taboo. But I bring people here and I have listeners that in their world, it is taboo. So they're here to listen and hear those words vibrate throughout every bone in their body, that they are sexual beings. You listening to this podcast right now, you're a sexual being. You know you've got that light and the thriving passion in you to express your erotic energy. I don't care if you're male or female or non binary, you have it. Explore it, sit in it, feel it. And being the good man is only looking at your girl. We're talking about a monogamous relationship. Is it really monogamous? Is it? Is your partner watching porn? Because according to monogamy, you are watching and with one person. So essentially, a relationship, if your partner is watching porn, is not monogamous at all. Are you looking at other people when you're out and about? That's a natural instinct, but men are expected to what? Not do it. Women will freak out. I myself have gone through a little bit of like, oh my God, I see I'm looking at another human being, and she's an attractive human being, and I'm like, oh, she's hot. But I'm like, girl, he's looking at her too. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh my God, okay, don't freak out. He's a human being. It's human instinct. Chill. Because I would be sitting here hypocritically saying if I didn't have the actual ounce of jealousy that I have. I do have jealousy, guys. And jealousy, to add to that long list, expect it. Expect stages of jealousy. And it is up to you to navigate that and navigate your way out of that. And it is also seen societally as it's really not monogamy if they masturbate. You are supposed to be with only one person sexually. If you are masturbating, you are with yourself sexually and your partner. No, it's not cheating, but it's not monogamous. Monogamous is with one, uno. Now, are you going to say that you're in a polyamorous relationship because you masturbate with yourself and you have sex with your partner? No. Remember, I go back to that don't define it. Just let it be what it is. Let it be what it is. But you can't define it as monogamy because monogamy is seen as that good all. You don't look at other people. You don't watch porn. You don't masturbate. Whatever. That's not the case, guys. I'm just saying. And also the topic of, would you feel comfortable with your partner masturbating in the same house as you? Currently, my opinion, myself, is no. I think masturbation is a very private thing. And the, pounding heartbeat of somebody walking in on you wouldn't really help you. And the other person would probably feel embarrassed for you and feel bad that they walked in and ruined such a wonderful time. Now, it is also a little bit of like a want of mine to walk in while they're doing that and hop on it. But I also set that boundary that I was like, then again, I'm like, I don't like it because I was there. Like, we could have fucked the whole time, So I'm kind of back and forth with it. But my partner and I agreed that's something we do on our own. And that's that. But a lot of females do not like, and I say females because it's based off of my experience, but a lot of other people do not like their partner masturbating outside of them because they're like, I was there the whole time. And not like I was there the whole time type of thing, but like they don't want their other partner to feel pleasured unless they are around. And I see their perspective, but I cannot grasp onto it. I cannot grasp onto that. And I guess that's my prerogative. But that's just a no. But I digress. So that is kind of it for today's episode. This is actually a longer episode. And I had a lot to talk about, and I have a lot of opinions about this, and this was an amazing recommendation. I'm just going to put up my social media again, my TikTok and my Instagram. Please go follow it. I haven't been posting on there a lot. I need to more, and I will get to it. I promise. I'm hoping to have at least one more episode in before I move. Yes, before I move. So in a couple episodes from now, you will see an entire new background, hopefully way more put together, better lighting, and just an overall, sensory good for this type of talk, and I will be able to express it louder with not having any issues with people walking in, just like when you masturbate and you're like, someone's gonna walk in. I'm talking about masturbation. Someone's gonna walk in. You know what I mean? So I just want to thank you all for listening. And don't forget, as a reminder, I am doing a giveaway for Lube Life. If you follow my TikTok, my Instagram, and my Facebook, if you don't have one, that's fine. And you direct message me Lube17, I will mail this directly to you with a couple other goodies inside. I love you all. And remember, love rules without rules. And also don't forget to understand that what? Say it, say it, say it. Communicate. Mwah.